way! Where
For real this time?
for real this time. I just have to like say, "Oh, we're going back now," just so that everybody stops talking. Because I love
This
you.
is how all of our breaks end. All right, guys, we're going back now. 3, 2, 1. Wait.
Wait.
Nope.
Wait.
3,
Now.
Wait.
2, 1.
We need the second countdown. Hold on.
You're
Yeah.
right. I'm
We
just
do need
the
it.
worst at what is it
Everything.
called?
Yeah.
What is this even?
Producing. I
Producer.
think.
Production.
Yes. I'm just the worst
now official
producer there
counter.
is. I'll just quit. It's fine.
Bye, nerd.
Jeez.
As she leaves, she kicks Carrick just to add a little insult to injury.
Then we won't
That'd
have
be
a show.
impressive given the distance. Oh, from the channel. I thought you meant
Yes.
like physically. I gotcha.
I mean, both
I
is,
mean,
Carrick,
is, like,
everybody.
great.
You're not wrong, Carrick. I would be very impressed if she
else
somehow
but Carrick?
kicked you through space and time with like the magic of the internet. But
It would be
Dial up
highly impressive. Just like if all of you lived through this. All right, so you wake up. You like that? You like that transition right there? So you all wake up
Derail it.
in the forest. You got your long night's rest. I think Dr. Lin had treated his wounds one time prior to going to sleep. You all should have like full resolve points, all that good stuff, and you know that
Level 4?
you're not level 4 and heading to meet VV at Cordona.
Waffles, I have a question. Before we went to sleep for the night, could I have taken like a 10-minute rest to regain stamina points again so I can inject myself with more healing juice?
Sure.
Sick.
Makes sense.
Hell
I mean,
no.
as long as you have resolve points, you could have did it forever.
Yeah, I had like 3 left.
Dr. Lin's like, Tetsu, please punch me once so I can actually regain stamina.
while we're
He
quickly
just
like
stabs
how that
himself with
works.
like a needle.
while we're in the morning, while we're like quickly eating like a ration breakfast or whatever, like huddling in the forest, I do want to look over to Zeha and be like, do you know anything about the festival? Like they said not to look it up specifically, but you're an entertainer and you've traveled a lot. Do you know like just the basics of this thing?
I do believe I've heard of it before. It's just really. Oh, it's the only time and they open their doors and allow literally anybody in. It's a masquerade, and what specifically are you asking about?
Do I need to like? How open is this? Is this like a I can carry my sword openly sort of situation and like walk into anyone's house like New Orleans Mardi Gras, or like
Right,
how
right.
open it, you know, like how open is this like festival? Are we talking like Rio or like?
Yep. I will
Just walk
confer
in anybody's
point that
house.
to Waffles and ask what, because I did roll a knowledge check way back when. Do I know that, and or should we ask Vivi?
Yeah, I'll say, so we kind of skipped over to like the last bit of quote unquote planning just because basically it wasn't going to be conducive to talking. So I'll say that whether you knew it or it came up in the conversation with VV, y'all would know that it won't be, especially in like Elfland, like you won't be carrying weapons on you. Like if you're in armor, you'll be looked at a little differently, but they're not going to take your armor off because that's for protection. But like you won't be allowed weapons, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
And so you can assume that like other people also won't be carrying weapons. So if you think you need armor, then wear it, but no, you'll get looked differently. I'll go ahead and tell you mechanically, it'll probably give you like a -2 to everything.
Right.
yeah, I mean,
Even if it's like a second skin, like the stuff
no,
that's supposed to be hidden.
that's what
Alright.
entertainers and diplomats and such wear on purpose for just that reason.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
In that case, I'm definitely in the morning gonna leave my armor off. And in terms of my sword is archaic and not like a big weapon. Can I like hide it or like put it someplace in my bag where I feel like it won't be obviously seen?
Everybody give me, we'll just kind of wrap all this up into a check. Give me there's not like a.
Well,
I don't want to do
Culture,
an
intelligence?
intelligence check. Yeah, give me a culture check. That's the best thing to do.
well, can I wanted to do something basically. So if this is a concern from Aizen, I want to see if I can assist, and I can do this like regardless of the culture role. But he has a style. He has a very ancient sort of samurai look. And if he's taking his armor off, it's could be a little bit easier to even like flavor that. So can I try to assist him in a disguise style check to make it fashionable as opposed to weaponable?
For sure. That's basically what this culture check was going to be. I'll still give other stuff for like everything else, but that was the purpose of the roll, was that exact thing. So,
This is my
29.
comb sword. 10.
so I got 14 from Dr. Lin,
Yeah,
10
14.
from Tetsu.
17, surprisingly.
18.
Nice.
I just
That's
attach an
29.
orange tip to my pulse caster.
So you all get the sense that if it can become part of your get up, that it would be very Renaissance fair style. Like it would, like, you assume, like Zeha, you assume it's gonna have to be like tied up. Like it can't be easily drawn, especially if it, like, they'll check it and they'll see it as a real blade, obviously. You get the sense that guns of any sort that actually fire will not be allowed. They may let you keep them for costume purposes, but there would be zero ammo and like no ammo on you either.
Given
What
that,
about my?
Go
I'm sorry. What about my like needler rifle? Because that's kind of like medical equipment. What if someone's like 30 feet away from me and they're dying?
Just say it's an entertainment tool where you just yeet hallucinogens into the crowd for like.
I have a
think
plan.
that's illegal.
I have a plan. The gun, maybe not so much, but the needles as injections and as part of your doctor kit, I'm sure we can get in, right? And then we can figure out like how to get your needler gun in. And then Tetsu, you have an arm that we can hide things in, right? For emergency.
Yes, but if they X-ray it, it does not prevent that.
Fair.
But
I'm fine
I
without
can fit-
ammunition.
But where would we keep it? I don't
I
want to
do
lose
not
my
need
gun.
my gun.
Mhm.
Well, I guess I could keep my mercy gun, right? Do I think I can
Yeah,
keep
the
that?
mercy pistol would be fine.
You get the sense that would probably be fun. You get the sense they may let Dr. Lin keep his needler rifle if he doesn't have needles, and or vice versa. Keep his needles if he doesn't have the rifle.
So can we just hide the needles in Tetsu's until we pass checkpoint?
No,
I
my
mean, you
arm.
can do whatever you want.
I mean, I
That's
feel
your
like you could
body.
just put the needles in the like medicine kit and be like they're like adrenaline needles in case of whatever.
Yeah, you can
right?
hide the needles in the adrenaline in the medicine kit maybe. Well, so did she talk about like the security in more detail that we know if there's an X-ray or whatnot?
She didn't say, like, not that specifically. You just know that you're gonna get checked going in, you're gonna get checked going out. If you like have to leave anything, like if you have a huge artillery rifle and you leave it, that you would grab it on the way out. Like they do this
Oh, they have
yearly,
lockers.
basically. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
That can also be possibly scary for you, because if something goes down, they're obviously not going to give you a bunch of guns and let you go. Like,
Yeah,
Wait,
but I
give
mean-
us a gun.
they're blaring their alarms. Everyone, come get your guns.
get your guns, pick up your guns.
Free guns!
Obviously, we're gonna do this perfectly and flawlessly, so there's no big deal leaving our guns behind.
If there's
The-
something that if we need to make a hasty
Perfect and
exit,
flawless.
I would rather find somewhere to store our stuff on the other side of the gate, perhaps in the hollow of a tree or something where I can access it quickly without needing to go through authority to retrieve.
Can Tetsu look around to see if there is a tree that suits that situation right here?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, easy enough. Like, eventually you can find a tree that, whether it's brush and foliage or the tree has like a little hollow underneath it or something. Like, there's plenty of places to hide something that you can 85% get back to? Question mark.
Can I like mark it on my comm unit GPS? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's here. It's like find your car.
Geocaching.
Sure, I'll say so.
Yeah.
I
but
think we
put-
go a
put-
little too far with all this stuff, but I'm fine with it.
All right.
I think
mean,
Aizen is just gonna have his sword checked if Zeha can't like style it well enough.
I will try to style it so it's part of your costume, and then they'll hopefully just lock it, like, you know, like they'll just put a zip tie on it, which we can break, and then and then I'll leave my semi-auto pistol, but I will try to take my mercy pistol with me as well.
And yeah, I'll leave my rifle because I can still like give you guys boosts if I'm just running up to you and stabbing a syringe in your neck. So I'm not totally crippled.
Perfect.
If need be, we can also say that like because of my health, like we can sell it if like they need to like be. Why are you bringing all these needles in? We have medical
Dr.
purposes.
Len will be my personal doctor, and I am, of course. Well, oh fuck.
Half of
No
those
one
are
can know that I'm here. I
hallucinogens. Why
can't
do you
use
need
my
them?
fame
Yeah.
card.
No.
They're
mean,
not
you could,
hallucinogens
but, like-
until I mix them into hallucinogens.
I mean, I could pretend
Like
that I'm
using
super
your
important to
debit
someone
card
else.
at a crime scene.
Right.
Jim has the perfect point. You're not a doctor, so they're not medical supplies. That's fine.
They can still be medical supplies if I'm not a doctor.
Oh, you're
They're-
a doctor? Let me see your license. That's a sore subject, sir.
When I say doctor, what I really mean.
We don't have a
This is
Dr.
very real
Benakine.
field.
Yeah,
We,
it's Dr.
we just
Ben.
point at Tetsu and say he's a veterinarian, and they just nod.
Aww.
All right. Everybody, remember what you're doing, because I don't have it
I'm
all
bringing all
written
my
down
stuff.
of like who's leaving armor and stuff. So remember to
Am
remind me if you're in
I-
armor.
Sorry,
up?
real quick. Am I taking anybody's things in my arm?
Can you fit a pistol in there?
Is it a? I think if it's a light bulk, yes. A mercy pistol, like is it bulk light?
I mean, yes, but I don't want it. It'd be so suspicious if they actually did have a.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not worth it. Never mind. No, I don't. I don't need anything.
I think Mote would ask to keep the remaining ammunition from wasps to racks, because there are 6 acid and 6 explosive darts that probably, I mean, I don't know for sure that they show up on wasp, but I wouldn't want to, you know, I'd rather be able to say, yeah, these cartridges are for extra batteries to go into my video drone, as
Sure.
opposed to
And
my fighter drone.
yeah, for sure. And just to go, like, I think your characters would have thought of this by now, but like, you can always go see what they're doing. Now that's slightly risky because if they see a bunch of people scoping something out, then that's not good. But like, if you're able to, you can get close and see, like, oh, how are they checking people?
Well, I also highly
Yeah.
recommend that we
Wait,
don't
maybe
go in together as one group. I recommend we go into 2 groups of 3 and 2, so we are simply that way. One person can have a needler pistol with absolutely no needles, and then another group can come in with just needles, for example.
That's
And
a good idea.
no
Or
one will
if we need
recognize us.
Oh yeah, the totally normal thing of, oh, what are you doing at this party? Oh, you know, just carrying 60 needles. How about you?
Yes, it's part of my med kit. Mote.
Needles have a very important.
They're gonna
use
think you're
in-
selling drugs. I'm telling you that.
Party drugs.
Maybe
Good luck
that's
getting that
virtue.
past customs.
All right.
And technically,
Just
the sort of
heroin
thing
is
I
where-
used on you, Mote, is a drug. Many things are drugs, but
Yeah, I
so
noticed.
What I was thinking is, perhaps maybe you go in or someone else does, and then they scope it out, and then just text us what we can bring in. You know, just we have like a code phrase like, "The weather's great today" or something. I don't know.
Clear
I
clear
can go
skies
in,
for
I do
anything
not need to-
goes, and cloudy for potentially not so much.
I can go
It's
in. I do
stormy.
not need to take anything special.
I'll go with
Same.
you. Perfect. That's the
Don't you
first
have
group.
guns?
Maybe
So-
Tetsu goes last so he can sneak stuff in his arm.
Well, I'll go first. I have no problem. Perhaps Aizen, you and I can enter first.
Yeah, I would like some assistance just in case.
You are my
People start
personal
asking me
bodyguard
questions.
and also in costume. Oh,
I can do
speaking
that
of,
work.
I kind of twirl on one foot and change my clothing into a nice party outfit. And then reach into one of my bags to like pull out a perfectly matching masquerade mask. Had this
Oh.
prepared.
Tetsu has dressed in a suit, and he just picks up this like mask that just squishes into his face, and just turns into a smiling like war mask.
That's not.
Then begins struggling with like the leaf, like ghost cloak thing they made for him.
I forgot we're dressing you as like this totem pole.
Yeah.
It reminds me of every time we talk about this, it reminds me of the little things that shoot the Deku nuts in Zelda.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, they got the little leaves that like dance around.
Yeah. Oh, that's so adorable. He looks equally as sad.
Perfect. It's perfect.
I love
Mote pulls out like just a basically just a hooded cloak, some dark tone gloves, and don't really think Mote has much of a way to change the color of their utility coveralls. That I couldn't think of the dang word. I need to install like some fun stuff on there eventually, but mostly just a cloak that goes most of the way down, and the hood is pulled up, and Mote's mask switches to from the usual face to being just a nice little
All
swirl.
green circle.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Just something fun.
As you bring
Nice.
props in too.
And
Yeah.
I think Aizen specifically to like his thought process is this whole event is going to be so gaudy that the only way to really hide is to like look purposely kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So he's
yeah.
decided that like once he breaks down the armor and like stows it in the bag where it's like safe, but it's like it's just clearly armor, and he puts like all the dangerous things where they need to go so that like he can find them later. He like undoes part of his kimono so that he's largely bare-chested, and then he just amps up his light value by one step so that like anyone that looks
glowing.
so that like
Yes.
he's got this cool kind of rave light going on in just his whole body as like the power courses through him.
Do you basically
kind
take
of
the
like a-
kimono so that it's like off of one arm? So it's kind of like doing that cross thing?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, this is probably the first time you've seen his left arm that has a big scar down it. That's like
Oh.
pulsating power, because he largely like in his design you'll notice that his sleeve covers that arm entirely, but he has like a snaking like dragon like scar that
Scar
goes down
swirling
his arm.
down.
Mhm.
I like looking at this for the first time. Zeha is just like she looks it over, obviously like registering that this is the first time that she's seen something like this, but then she's just like, oh, this is perfect. Okay, let's adjust this here and then actually wear that sword proudly. It'll be perfectly matching this, and yes, perfect. All right. And like she's like, this is gonna work. We're gonna go great.
All right. Then is everybody ready to at least make it towards the gates of Cordona?
Yes, and to
We'll
clarify,
mess it up, sure.
we're meeting her inside.
Yeah, at like a kind of middle area fountain. She had said, and like she basically like said it was like in the middle of the whole place in the business district, which is close to the like emissary district that you guys need to go to anyway.
Then yes.
All right. You guys trek a little bit through the forest, and eventually, before you even really see it through the tree line, you begin hearing just sounds of loud carrying talking, and eventually you come through this large tree line and see what looks to be a very large wall, and then like at the end of the wall probably stretches miles, and then kind of at the end you see it just drop off, and you realize like you can smell the ocean as you're kind of getting close. So you remember that this is basically a port type city. And as you kind of bring your view down to where you're going, the front gate, you just see what is 150 to 500, you can't really tell, people just all converging into one point on this gate. It seems they're beginning to get checked out, and I mean, it's moving. They're going through. There's like nothing wrong with it, but this is where you need to go.
Heck yes. Zeha has
Uh,
a pep in her step.
As we approach,
There are steamboats here.
Mote, Mote begins separating from the rest, intending to go in on their own, and basically lets Wasp get out and begin to get some air from the trees, and wants to take it along the wall a bit until it seems as though there's potentially not as much of a guard presence, and wants to see if it might be possible to fly Mote over the wall, or fly Wasp over the wall, or if there's some sort of awareness or defenses.
Okay. Give me a perception check with Wasp real quick.
Since Mote will be controlling directly, I'll use Mote's perception.
For sure.
23.
All right. Wasp is going down this wall. This wall comes up to the height of probably about 22 feet, and which is quite tall for like a military style wall. And all of you notice that this is like stone and wood, and it's not like metal and everything else that you're really used to on like space stations and all that good stuff. This is kind of a step back into fantasy in the metagame sense. But Wasp is flying this wall, and there are a lot of guards, more than you're used to seeing in any kind of non-combative place. But eventually, going through, Wasp does find a place kind of a mile down that looks to be a place that it, like, the two guards are a good half mile away from each other, kind of thing.
Okay. So Mote would have been walking, he'd probably be about a half mile away or so. The ranges on drone control is a little bit fuzzy, so I think I need to be within like 2,500 feet or so.
Sure.
And does the tree line stretch that far, or does it become kind of open air after a while? Would Mote still be able to hide and be within that distance?
Yeah, you can. The large tree line doesn't, but there is some, like, Mote's pretty small, and there are some smaller trees and like foliage and that kind of stuff that does stretch out that far.
Okay, cool. At that point, Wasp will be away from the wall and go up a couple hundred feet, and then begin to attempt to move over the wall.
Okay. Give me a stealth check real quick.
Oof, 8.
Oof. Okay. You're watching. You're kind of like watching through Wasp like camera and view, kind of keeping track of these two guards, and you watch as one of them seems to spot Wasp, and they kind of like, you see like one of them lift up, looks like a comm unit kind of to their mouth, and they begin talking in it, and you see another guard kind of look up to it, and then you see him like wave it off like it's nothing, kind of wave, and they saw Wasp, but they allow Wasp to go through.
Okay.
Basically that far away, thinking it's like a bird or like a meaningless drone, or like you don't know what they thought, but they didn't think it was dangerous, basically.
Okay, that's good information. In that case, once he's out of there, peripheries a little bit, it goes up a few hundred more feet and then returns. And then Mote will head back and get to the line, getting into the gate.
Okay. Cool. All right, who is going first through this gate?
I
I
believe.
guess we are, the two of us.
Aizen and Zeha.
Okay.
Or Rodan and Marveau in this case.
Yes. Yes. Excuse me. That is 2 words.
Maravo.
Yeah. Not even. Shit. I got my own name wrong. No. Meta.
Uh-oh.
It's going great, y'all. It was
I
on the
took
wrong
notes
page.
and everything.
It's going great so far.
going great.
Okay. As you guys, it takes a solid like 20 minutes for the line to kind of squish in enough and you guys to get that far up, but eventually you're up to the gate and you realize it looks like there's about 3 different sections. There's one place where people are just kind of allowed to walk through, and it's very easy to tell that if somebody is identified as an elf, they're allowed through. And there's another second place that looks to be everyone that's not an elf is kind of getting like checked. They're getting like slightly patted down. They're basically being asked questions, patted down, let through, like you're going into a club or something. And then there's a third place kind of off to the back where you don't know what's going. Maybe it's random. Maybe something's getting found. Maybe they're answering a question wrong. But every once in a while, just seemingly randomly, somebody's getting sent to what looks to be like an X-ray type scanner.
Okay.
TSA checks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have because like if we've been waiting in line to like the line to move or whatever, so I'm just like sighing to myself, and I have my comm unit out, and I'm just like texting and like doing just waiting. And so like but also keeping an eye on and seeing this. So in the process, I'm just gonna text the rest. Kind of a basic like updates of everything that you just said, but pinned in the light of like, oh my god, it's not fair, all the elves just get to go right through, right? Like kind of like that, and like these like the some that are being taken for like the X-ray are taking forever, like they pitched in that way on the off chance, but otherwise just giving everybody an update. I had a thought though, if Tetsu, how long can you hold the disguise?
That's what
Yeah.
Tetsu was replying with as you get a text back. Do you want an elf to go through?
So do I think though, like, because I've asked you this before in characters, it's about 10 minutes, right now? Or actually, no, it's per level, right? You can
10 minutes a level. Yeah.
Okay.
So 30 minutes.
I would say,
But
like,
I can't do it for another 24 hours, so we won't be able to use it tonight.
sure, but getting
Yeah.
out's a lot easier than getting in. My thought is if
What?
we hope.
Well, I thought we decided.
Plus,
I thought we
that's
decided,
an
like,
assumption.
Impersonating the.
Yeah. It might be useful for
Oh.
Yeah,
impersonating.
it might be useful in the mission
right.
itself.
Like, if
Yep,
we don't
so-
have
but-
enough useful things to get through, then...
Now, let's stay in game here though. Zeha,
Yes.
text that, and it's Tetsu's decision, unless somebody else like text in the group as well and like says, don't do that because blah blah blah. But
Well,
Well,
no, for sure.
no.
I was trying to remember like 2 sessions ago when we were discussing
Yeah.
these plans. So yeah, that's fine.
But Tetsu texts back that he could go through as an elf, but unless we don't have much that we need to take in. If you want to take, I can go by myself, or Tetsu will text back that he can go in by himself with the needler, and Aizen can go, or Dr. Len can go through with the needles.
I don't respond and let you figure that out. Because I think that's already been like kind of discussed and like it isn't really. I'll text back like whatever. Not helpful at all.
Then yeah, Len will say let's just go with that, because I personally don't want to risk them like finding your arm thing.
Yes. You go by yourself. Get in line. Give me the gun. because if they take that, that's fine.
If they take it, it's not really fine. But
Well,
No, you can't do anything with the
hands it
gun, but
over.
and when they
Okay.
take it, you're not hiding it, right, Tetsu? You're
no, it's in my bag.
yeah, like we'll put it in the
I'm
locker
putting-
if we need to.
Yeah. So that my armor, everything else is in the. The only thing I'm putting in my arm out of the ordinary is my Starfinder badge. Waffles.
Okay. All right. The two that are up there, Zeha and Aizen, or Rodan and Mira. Give me, pick 15% and give me a 1d100. You don't want to hit it.
Oh my gosh, one for each of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
1
we're
to
gonna hit
15. I'm gonna hit it, but sure.
1 through 15 as well.
Oh, perfect. 95.
I got it.
Okay.
Yes.
I knew it.
Got a 9 from Zeha. All right.
I'm ready.
You guys go up. Aizen and Zeha both kind of go up together, and you get this male elf that kind of steps up and holds his hand up. He's like, "Here for the festival?"
Yes, of course.
Aizen just nods.
All right. You have any weapons on you? See a sword. You have anything?
Yes, just my usual defenses. It's harmless, and I like pull my dress aside so you can see my mercy pistol.
Okay.
I will also show my skip shot pistol, but I'll like pull out the ammo and just be like, "This is what you need, right?"
Yeah, that's what we need for sure. We'll take that, and you see him like basically he's gonna grab whatever ammo from lethal guns you have that you've shown, and then he is going to say, I'm gonna have to seal your weapons. Not yours, miss. It's fine, but I'm gonna have to seal your weapons for 24 hours. Is that okay?
I expected as much. I did part of the process already. I imagined you wanted to tape it up yourself.
All right. And you see him. He basically takes the pistol from you, and like he leaves your sword on you, but he brings this like really small vial of something down, and you see him kind of pour it over the trigger, and then pour it like around the hilt of your sword.
Does it leave a residue of any kind? Like, is it visual?
It is visual. It's a liquid. It's like this weird, almost like bubblegum pinkish liquid, but then it goes invisible. Like it just disappears.
Okay, just to be obnoxious, that has just like, oh, don't ruin the image. It has to go with his outfit.
It goes away. Look, and like literally like 5 seconds and it's gone.
Out of
But
character, everyone knows that Aizen can just make his hand into a piercing weapon anyway.
That is
so
true.
It's like, I don't
Yep.
particularly care if I'm out of weapons.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna need to take your arms, sir. We know what your people can do.
please give me your arms, your legs. But yeah, he does this and then nods to you. He goes, 24 hours, it wears off. You'll be able to use them normally. It'll be completely fine. If you're not, we've never had it happen before, but we tell everyone if you're not able to use them, come back up right here. We'll be able to remove it, and you can have your weapons.
I don't have to worry about it getting jostled or stolen.
You shouldn't. No, I mean I see the armor get up and everything, but you don't have to worry about that. Everybody's weapons are sealed in there except for and then he just like stops talking.
Well, of
But
course.
you
Can I
get the
just-
sense, like, go ahead.
Can I make a quick bodyguard check of like the security does like being a bodyguard and gathering information? I just want to get a sense from when he says that. Is it just the
Sure.
usual thing, or is there like
Hidden
extra
cuffs.
security?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
except for the guards, obviously, or except for the, oh, I'm not supposed to say this because it's secret.
Exactly.
Yeah, give me a bodyguard check. About that time, he's like, you see like somebody lets a person by, and he goes, all right, I was trying to get you through. You're sorry, you're the next one in line to have to go to the X-ray, miss. Just step back there. They're just gonna scan you real quick.
Excuse me, I've been waiting here in line for 20 plus minutes. Do you know who I am? Come on, I just want to go inside. This is ridiculous. You're already ruining his outfit.
I don't know who you are. Who are you? You somebody important?
Darren.
Meta.
I lean over and just say, she's one of those signal stars. You know, she does the vids online. I wouldn't get on her bad side. It'd be nice and everything will work out.
I put on this like a gas look that he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, like I'm trying to sell her
regardless of the fact that I'm wearing a mask. Like,
Sure. Okay. You guys say that. Don't roll yet. But he kind of looks at you. He goes, well, I mean, if I can recognize you, if you want to, you can turn this way, lift your mask up, and if I recognize you, I'll let you through.
excuse me, I am not going to ruin my outfit for your ignorance. Let that one through. And I point to like the one behind us, like to go into the machine instead of me.
You see him like lift his head up. All right, Thil, you got this one's coming to you. She's a little feisty. Just keep an eye on her.
I actually don't have anything to hide, so I'll just huff and like make my
Yeah.
way.
exactly.
Yep. You think you don't have anything to hide.
What'd you
I
plant
love
on
that
me?
we were immediately on the same wavelength of, oh yeah, she's totally a valley girl, like dad sent her here on like spring break.
For sure. Your bodyguard check. You're kind of looking around, and the military is definitely higher than you would expect from a town like this, but that could just be the festival. The two big things you catch that aren't just the festival, quote unquote. The entrance that you're entering in, like you scan a little past it, and it is very like there's the walls go back another like mile. There's this huge kind of military encampment inside the city as well that you're basically going to have to go through and then get out of another gate. So that's a little odd. So basically, like they're housing a whole military encampment like inside the city. Two, you get the sense that what he was getting at, he kind of stopped himself. It wouldn't have been bad if he said it. It's just not like it's not of good taste. But you get the sense he was going to say that the elves aren't having to relinquish their weapons.
Right. Okay. That's
Oh.
fine.
Yeah.
He's basically like everyone but the elves. You're like everyone but our people.
Right. He's actually
are we, in a
trying
game
to
of
kind
papers,
of be
please?
nice. Yeah.
A little bit. He like caught himself. He's like, it's a festival. Don't want to say that.
Right.
But that's basically where he caught himself.
Okay.
Aizen, you're allowed through. Zeha, you come back to this female elf who brings like this kind of gun up to you. Make me a not a real gun. It's like a scanner gun. It looks like one of those. It looks like one of those like Walmart price checker guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, like big old gaudy thing. Make me a computers check real quick, just to see if you can identify like what it is.
Oh, I also have the one action, what's it called? Quick scan. That I could just be near. I don't have to touch it. I could just be near it and know if it has anything
Do
on
you
it.
have to do anything for it?
I'll double check. It's a standard action.
Like, do you have to hold your hand out to it? Like,
Um,
you have to stare at it intensely with red eyes.
you must pass your hand in the air near it, but you don't have to touch
Okay.
it or connect to it. So I'm gonna be like, "Ah," and like put my hands up like all upsetty
Okay.
spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Eddie's
like normally
spaghetti.
like in a room with people you might have to make a check, but like this many people around and stuff, they're not paying attention. So
And I'll pair it with the 14 computers check just with it.
okay, yeah, just looking at it, you don't really know what it is. They told you it was some kind of scanning device, basically, but you give a little hand wave over it, and it seems like it has some sort of database inside it. Like it also is also like storing information.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Excuse me.
I dodged that bullet.
What are you doing? What is this? I've not seen this. I did not have to do this last year. This is ridiculous.
No, we do this every year, but if you've been here multiple years, 3, 4, I'm sure you have not had to do it yet. We throw a scan over everyone. It's just going to identify you, and then you're allowed to go.
In internal monologue. Fuck. Of all the people that they didn't want to.
No, it seems great to us.
She begins to hold it up.
I can't. I cast erase.
Oh,
I don't. I want.
No, go ahead. Start the fight here.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody,
no.
roll initiative.
Yeah.
Aizen just has to run through the dead zone.
Oh my god, I can't. I literally. Okay? So am I like slightly away from everybody else?
Yeah, you're kind of pulled off to the side, much like you guys were saying, like a TSA check kind of thing. Like it's people can see you, like the closest people are like 20 feet away, kind of thing, but you're off on your own, air quotes.
Yeah. This is dangerous.
She begins to squeeze the trigger.
Okay.
All right. You see like this quick flashing like red line, like almost like a strobe light red line, like horizontally go over you. She brings the trick, like the gun pointed down and up, like basically scans your whole body. Goes, how many weapons do you have on you? Just one, right?
Just
the
the
mercy
one.
pistol.
Yeah.
And she goes, one weapon, non-lethal, Kasatha. No registration in any databases, no crimes. Okay, you're allowed through.
So based on that, like from the quick information that she's doing that, do I get like?
You don't get the sense she didn't like. She can't like get your name and where you're from if you're not in a database.
Okay.
Hindsight, probably good that you got checked because the Ramson 10 is relatively like secretive, and like while you are an entertainer and a diplomat, you're not registered anywhere because you're not like on the council, like any of that crap. If Aizen had got caught, or maybe even Dr. Lin, then it could be bad.
Right. Okay.
Because you know of their past.
Literally this close to either trying to cast daze on her and risking a lot of shit, or erasing the data after it's been used.
Considering tackling the TSA official.
Yeah. She said I was in a private, like, off-site, but okay. I will just huff and be like, doesn't even know who I am, and walk away.
Enjoy the festival.
She does,
Middle
however, take
finger.
your like lipstick. She takes like your lipstick tube that was too large to pass through the TSA, and is just like,
Sorry.
I'm taking this now.
Sorry, we need to collect the hand sanitizer.
It's
No snacks allowed.
lotion. I need it. All right.
Alright.
I'll meet back up with Aizen, who I'm assuming is like waiting off to the side, and continuing the not really all that faked, but exaggerated huff of annoyance, and off we go.
For sure. Who's next?
I'm texting everybody immediately. Don't get scanned. It is so annoying.
Tetsu will text back as he walks up to like the go through next, and he goes, "How do you not get scanned?"
Don't roll
Do you-
one of
do
the
you get to choose?
15% that you choose.
Or
I
BNL.
don't know what that means. But yeah, Tetsu's going through, but separate from Len, like a
Yeah.
decent distance away.
Actually, can I?
Okay.
I'll go after.
You had gone off on your own, right, Mote?
Right. I imagine Mote would be last, since they took a detour to be like walk a half mile away, or like a mile away, basically.
Can I actually take a moment to try to help the others, aka Dr. Lin, who is the only, like, to me, the only risk right now. So having passed through the line and having spent time in the line, can I try to figure out how many people before they scan? Like, is it every 15th person
Count.
that they pull out? Yeah, like, 'cause, I mean, I've been there, and I'll whisper this to Aizen as well, so I can text, and that way, like, let's say while they're in line, like, Dr. Len realizes, oh, it's been a while since they scanned. Oh, let me tie my shoe for a second, and let somebody else pass and try to not be that person.
Yeah, I'll say you can. You basically like send all that in a text. Like you're looking it over, and the only thing you can really get, it is quite random. It's like sometime it's 1 out of 3. The next time they wait 20. You get the sense like
Okay.
they're probably going through a sequence of numbers, but it's a random sequence of numbers. They're like, all right, the 9th person. Okay, now the 20th. All right, now the next.
Okay.
But what the one way you can help him is literally watching through all of this. You've never seen 2 people get scanned back to back. That doesn't help a lot. I'm gonna give him like 13 to pick from instead of 15, basically,
Perfect.
because he can't like. There's like, think of it like Six Flags or even the airport or something. There's like 3 lines, and he can't just jump over to the left line when someone gets scanned.
No,
like,
no, for sure. But any little bit of help that I can, just to hopefully
Yeah,
set
that's,
the
that's good.
Could you imagine someone trying to do that? That would look so suspicious.
yeah.
They get instantly scanned.
You know, I've totally done that before at the TSA, especially because like typically it's two lines of like the 2 conveyor belts, and then there's both the little like the easy scan and then like the big machine scan, and they'll every once in a while switch it, and so I try to like time it so that I'm in with the easy one.
So, Waffles, you said 15%, right?
Yeah. I don't know what you picked,
That's
but
cool.
that's what I say.
Oh, I left it at 1 to 15 because everybody else was. It's an 8.
All right.
Ah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tetsu's going
Oh,
through.
cool.
They ask you the same questions. They are like you enjoying the festival? It's
I've
like
never been.
it's a very like rhetorical question. They're like, you're coming for the festival, right? Cool. You get the sense it's like a question they have to ask.
No.
You have any weapons?
Yes, I have this one, and he pulls like one from his coat pocket. It's a mercy pistol. This does no
Okay.
harm to anybody. And then I have one that I left the ammo on the ship. I came in on, but I did not want to bring the weapon or ammo. Here, and he pulls out like the needler pistol.
You see him like stop for a second. He's like, ship? You landed with us and then came out?
Yes, I hadn't seen trees.
You see him just like balk for a second. He goes, I got one for you to scan.
This explains why you were scared.
100%.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't need to roll.
I haven't seen trees.
Hey, he got it from Mote, okay?
I didn't know it was possible. to
Learning
roll
from the
that
best.
One without rolling.
Yeah, it was a Tetsu that one talking.
Yeah.
Whew.
Tetsu just goes, oh, okay.
You're sent over. You're scanned through. Do you have any
Question.
more? Are you hiding anything?
No, I've got smoke grenades, but I didn't assume that's, like, dangerous.
Okay. They basically list off everything you have. You're not hiding anything in your arm?
I have stuff in there, but it's like a little hygiene kit and...
Sure.
Yeah, nothing special.
The
His
bomb,
bathing
that,
deck.
like, that's normal.
Grace.
A Starfinder badge is the only thing that's in there.
Okay. And then you said question. Are you gonna ask them?
Yeah, I don't know if Tetsu's on a database.
Yep, I do.
I figured.
There's also the other thing that he like has active nanites in him.
I do have active but I don't... Yeah.
That's not like the most suspecting thing in the world, like that. Just to have
They are
active
nanites.
in you. Yeah. So you get the scan, goes over your body. They list off everything you have. They're like, all right, smoke grenades, mercy pistol. Looks like part machine. We don't have. They're like looking for a second. All right, give this one a yellow flag. Just keep eyes on him while he's in there. He registers very close, and they're like talking. They're ignoring you right now, talking to like someone else. Registers 82% within somebody within our databases.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Who is that somebody?
Okay, you can go.
No, who... Wait, what did I do wrong?
You probably didn't do anything. You can continue.
Who did something wrong?
Next,
What?
you get the sense they are ushering you on.
All right, Tetsu will walk in, but start looking over his shoulder for like somebody following him.
Sure. And yeah. You look over. You're not getting like anyone directly following you, but like much like Aizen's like bodyguard check and stuff. There's like a sentry posted 500 feet this way, 400 feet this way, and you get the sense they have some sort of like tracking type thing on you right now. That is you're basically a blip on a radar.
Tetsu texts the group and goes, "What is a yellow flag?"
Aizen
I
just
leave
type stack bad.
I leave that like emote reaction onto the text that you sent, and I just do the facepalm emoji.
All right, who's going next?
Who wants to be the red flag?
All right, Dr. Lin.
13.
You get the same questions. You have
Yep,
you have weapons. You enjoying the thing?
No weapons, unless you count medical supplies and syringes. And he opens up his bag to show like the syringes and like medical darts and stuff.
You see the guy kind of like look through a little bit, and he's like peeking in. Anything like poison, any kind of that medical supplies?
Nothing that is a direct poison, but plenty of things you could easily overdose on.
He nods for a second. You get the sense he doesn't know much about medicine, as I rolled very poorly on a medicine roll. He kind of nods. He goes, okay, I wouldn't pull those out unless absolutely necessary. We also have our own medical teams in there, but I understand if you do need to save somebody.
Just doing what I can do to help.
Go ahead and give me that roll.
I was gonna say.
I saw
Okay.
the 3 first.
He's kind of ushering you through. He's like, enjoy it.
Thanks, you too.
It was the medical supplies that got him. It was like you said something about the medical supplies that just went right over his head, and he's like, "This guy's a nerd. I don't need to check him."
Dweeb, get in there.
Nerd.
He's either a doctor pretending to be one, and I don't care. All right.
So-
Mote, Hal, it is your turn.
Mote strolls up.
You stroll up, and they kind of like look you over. And nice mask. You have any weapons? You festival, right?
Yeah, thanks, man. Made the mask myself. Just got the postcast just in case.
Ammo?
Just a small battery. It's not too full.
I'd have to take it from you. Sorry. And he like holds his hand up.
To be fair, pulsecasters are non-lethal.
Oh, are they? Okay. Never mind then. I didn't know that as the gym. Then he like begins to like you see him like look back. He's motioning to the X-ray people. Do me the roll.
Let's see.
You picking the same?
I want to be different. I'm gonna go for
I'd be different.
96 to 100.
That's not how 15 works at all. But
96,
you are
97, 98, 99. Wait, sorry, 86 to 100. There we go. I'll go 101 to 115. There we go.
roll me a 1d100.
They
All
did.
right.
But yeah, the
58.
last 15. So I rolled 58.
For sure. That's what I figured. I just had to call you out there.
Oh, I was like,
he-
no, the number works. Oh, wait.
You
Wait.
see him like look back, and you watch as like one of the other guards waves someone through to get X-ray, and he goes, all right, you're good.
Thanks.
Yeah, enjoy. All right, so you're all through. One got flagged yellow, 2 got scanned. I'm gonna pull you to my very poorly made map now.
Yay.
This is my pride and joy. If you're listening to this on the podcast, go check YouTube at least for this map.
I don't even see a map yet. Not hers.
It's all
It's
black.
a black screen.
Black
That's not a map.
screens.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
Oh,
Wow. This is just a
This
work
looks like a
of
Barso piece of art.
It's a Varso piece of art.
It's
So
one of those
beautiful.
Varso inspired pieces that
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Get out of here.
it's finished loading
You
in.
troll.
I like how
It
the
just took a
W's
minute
are
to
still
load
there.
in.
Oh man, it was like
I
that.
don't know why
You know, the
they're
demo. It was like that demo of Unreal 5 from the other day, where it's like showing all the mapping of the different textures or whatever, and it's had all sorts of different colors. It just happened to
Oh,
load
yeah.
in instead.
Just gotta let it load in real quick. Yeah, that first one was the map I made when I like very quickly just to outline, and then I made this one today. So
Ooh,
I think
it's pretty.
you're not allowing the people to see the true work of art, but you know, it's okay. I guess we'll
I'll
settle
give it
for
this one.
this
If you
one.
scroll to the bottom, you can see just bits of what
Just a
was.
hint of
Yeah.
it. What, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Leave you a taste for more. Alright. We got some
So-
docking districts.
All
we
right,
got some
Basically,
so-
had to go through the military district.
Yes, you basically entered into the military district, like through the left right here. So like you're inside the military district right now. You see people kind of going left, straight forward, and right. You get the sense there are 3 different gates. And then yeah, you're very loosely directed. People are like, if you exit left or right, you're gonna hit the residential districts. Don't go in anyone's houses there. Most of the party is around the docking or the business district. Yep, and they're just like like announcers, basically just yelling out, barkers.
I think realizing how close he could have been to something very, very bad happening if he got scanned, he does something slightly out of character and will buy like a very stupid coconut drink that's probably like 90% rum.
Okay. For sure. Yeah, and I mean, even in the military district, there's stalls. You get to, you can tell me if Aizen would do this, but there are some stalls that are like set up by military members that are off duty, that are they're literally like, you see them pouring rum from what is probably their stash into like some coconut water kind of stuff.
disgusting coconut water.
Yep. If you wouldn't do that, then feel free to go to like a proper stall. But like, there's also like those people trying to make some extra money.
I think just for the image, he gets something with a stupid umbrella, like something that's like totally out of character, right? Like it
For
has
sure.
like the full umbrella and like the fruits on the toothpick.
I'm
And
gonna
he's
Yeah.
just like,
when you first go in and like pick that drink, Zeha has a moment where she thinks that you're buying her, like it's for her, and she goes like, "Oh, and like, raises an eyebrow at you."
yeah,
And buys
then
her
he's like, yeah, like halfway through sipping and was like, "Oh, did you want one?" As you're like walking towards.
You each going up. It's this little elvish female kind of serving. She's very bubbly, very nice, but very busy, and just basically gives you a drink. Says 5 credits.
I have just enough for that, so I'm good.
Yeah,
You
which is
have 5
quite
credits?
an expensive drink, obviously, but
I just like passing it over. I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights."
And Aizen just says, "Did you think it was going to be well priced?"
No, of course not. So, let's find a rendezvous point with our friends, and I'm gonna try to get out of the military
Tetsu
district.
is
sure.
Tetsu is gonna stop at like the cluster of like military folk and like kind of grab a drink or two, but he's also trying to understand like how bad a yellow flag is, like by chatting with them, because
Okay.
they probably don't. It's probably not as big of a deal for them, like you imagine.
Sure. I mean, you were allowed in, so
Oops.
it's not like
Yeah.
the hugest deal in the world, obviously. Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh,
Hello,
that's
gentlemen.
unfortunate.
How bad is?
Tetsu, the best talker of the party.
-1. All right. 7.
Okay. You're going up. you find like one of the stalls of, like I said, basically this, you get the sense that this guy is literally pouring from his stash of like alcohol. You walk up to him and you begin chatting him up. He goes, well, it's 3 credits for the drink, but if you bump it up to 10, I'll tell you.
Oh shit.
Do I get the sense that he's fucking with me?
You can give me a sense motive.
$14.
You get the sense he's gonna tell you, especially for like triple the price of what he's charging for drinks, which is already uppressed.
All right, yeah. Tetsu will hand over 10 credits and just go. Just want to know if it is going to make it so I cannot enjoy the festival.
You seem like he like pours your drink, takes a swig out of the same bottle. It's not that bad. Like, yeah, you got flagged. You're gonna have eyes on you. You look and you see him like pull out this. He's off duty, but you see him like pull out this little kind of data pad looking thing, like a very small. It looks like a phone. Like he kind of holds it up to you, and he's a look. You see all these yellow dots? One of them's you. You're probably this one right here. We don't really care unless something happens where they are. I mean, we got eyes on you, but unless something goes down and like somebody dies and there's a yellow dot there, you know, like I mean, that's pretty bad. But
So
Yes,
how
that
would
would
how
be-
would he have a yellow flag? Like how would he be tracked like with a GPS? Like was something planted on him? Like how does that work?
you get the sense that something with that scan like could also basically place someone quote unquote like tracked. Like
Well, I was
whether
gonna
it's
say-
whether it's a spell like a hybrid type technology like spell or something like he has something on him from that scan because no one like reached up to him or anything.
I was
And
gonna say,
and you
can I?
you also know
sorry.
that they have the database as well, so they can if they can attach him to that name that they thought he was in the database, then they can obviously track that. So in some way he was attached to that name.
Okay.
Can Tetsu? Can I do like a computer check to see if like Tetsu thinks he or like somebody else in the group could unflag him or pass the flag or do something shady?
Yeah. I assume you're all kind of walking right now. I don't know if Tetsu tells anyone else, but Tetsu, you can give me the computer's check.
If we're
Yeah, I mean he'll text people as he's like sitting there drinking, talking with the guy.
are you
He's
saying
not
we're
in a rush
caught
to
up
find them.
together?
'Cause-
Like are we back
Yeah.
together now? Is what Waffles you're saying?
Yeah, that's up to y'all. If y'all are meeting in the military district, you're back together. Easy enough. If y'all don't want to meet in the military district and keep going, then you're probably not.
Probably right outside. In which case, if it's cool, I'll also make this check.
Sure.
I kind of wish I took
25.
another 25. Kind of wish I took another level in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural one in Technomancer, because then I would have had Dispel
Nice.
Magic.
Another level in Technomancer doesn't keep you from rolling that once.
No.
Tetsu, though, with your 25, you think that literally the only way you could get unflagged is by someone getting into their database.
Do I think like do I have any idea of how I could get into their database? Like, do I need one of those like little data pads that he has?
If you got one of those hand data pads, it would be hard, but you could if you got access to like the proper like housing of the database itself. It would be easier. Like those data pads are attached to a server. You get the sense the server is somewhere in Savirian, or not Savirian. Sorry, that's the continent in Cordona. So
Technically,
it's
the content
somewhere in here.
table.
If you got access to that, it'd be much easier. But without that,
Gotcha.
it would be hard, but not impossible.
All right. Then Tetsu will spend a little bit of time just chilling with them, and then head out to find the group.
Okay. All right, y'all are heading to VV, I assume.
Yes.
I would like to take a quick detour while we're on the way. Now that we've kind of got a moment, Len's gonna sit down somewhere and start to address his wounds. Can I just take a minute to like bandage myself and try and treat deadly wounds?
Sure.
Okay. DC 25 medicine check.
Len's
Okay.
just bending his...
Natural one.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh no!
Well, it doesn't
Two
damage.
in
I'm
a
a hero
row,
point,
but
mind you. Or I'm sorry, a
I'm
chicken
not
nugget.
using my hero point on this. No.
You can't roll lower.
It ain't Pathfinder 2, so he doesn't get damaged from it.
While Dr. Lynn's
Just
like sitting
double
somewhere, I'm going to get him a drink because I still feel really bad that he's like all hurt.
Do you ask him before getting the drink, or do you just bring it to him?
Yeah, you do remember how he
I'll,
acted about
I'll
the
go
food.
and then I'll stop if I realize I can't fucking do that anyways.
Dr. Lynn's impossible to make friends with.
Can I just do a little scan
That's very
around
true.
and see if there's like something else I can get him? Like, okay, so like in Disney World, there's plenty of food stalls, but there's also those like light up
Sure.
like spinny things.
Yeah.
Get him
Yeah,
like a
you-
lei or something. He'd like a flower like
yeah,
thing.
something
That'd
to
be
go with
nice.
his outfit.
There's
Like,
a crown.
So what Mote does is goes and find a stall that's selling some, like LED lights, something that, you could just like attach to something. And
For sure.
they get that and they go and reach up inside Len's jacket and attaches them so that they shine inside Len
Ooh,
and
What a
makes Len
disco
a nightlight.
a lava lamp.
Okay. That's
Seems very
you get those, but they're
inconspicuous.
7 credits.
That's fine.
Sorry, what were you saying, Dr. Lynn?
This seems very inconspicuous, don't you think?
I
In
come
this
back.
case, yeah.
Well,
You could turn him off.
thank you.
Yeah, what were you looking for specifically, Zeha? Sorry to interrupt you one more time, but
I was just looking for like what there was, like what stalls of the things for kids, the streamers, the LED things, that kind of stuff. Something that I could like try to give to Dr. Len to cheer up, like as a joke. But whatever I end up getting, I'll come back to see Mote already having done this, and I'll just be like, God damn it.
I mean, there's a lot. I will tell you, like, since you're like looking for specific stuff, there is a lot of like nature-esque type things. So like y'all were talking about, like leis and different kind of like you could get them a bonsai tree and like little things like that, and then all the way up into like some of the more expensive things that look to be they're like I'm trying to think of a way to explain it. They're made into what look to be like shrines / people. And so like one will be like a little deer, and one will be like a little one will be like a large tree, and one will be in a gate. And it's like, those are the type of gates that like you were that you knew of, like you would walk through and kind of
The
stuff.
religion.
And but they're all made out of their fruits.
Oh, they're
And
like
it's
fruit
like it's
carvings?
interesting to see. Yeah, basically, and
That's
it's
super
interesting
cool.
to see like how they're standing up or how they're carved, but they're all made out of like their very large fruits.
So I'm gonna get distracted for a second and then totally get like a really small one, like something small for myself. But then I'm gonna go find basically like a lei that has to imagine like both like natural and technology intertwined. Like maybe like the lei has intertwined in it like LED lights for each of the flowers.
For sure.
But it's not like fake flowers, it's still real. So I'm gonna grab one of those as well, and then I'm gonna come back to Dr. Len, and I'm gonna like pause and see that he's like all lit up, and then this like really awkward pause, and I'm like, well, I suppose it's a full party then. And then I'm gonna come up to you, and I'm gonna wrap it around twice around one of your arms, because you can't go around your head, so you have a nice little like lei wrapped into a bracelet. You have no choice in this matter.
Thank you. I hope you won't be. I'll probably take it off when we. Well, you know.
Of course,
when
Dr.
we-
Len. Of course. No, this is just cheer you up a little bit. You're
Ben,
Ben. That's what I said. I said Dr. Ben.
Well, it's just Ben.
Somebody
it's
walks
just-
by.
it's also
Dr.
just
Lin, you mean that guy that got his license taken?
just Aizen
He's
just
not a
socks that
doctor.
person. Aizen just socks that
Snickers.
person before they can like get too far. Just
Talk about. No, of course, Ben. This is just simply to, bring a smile somewhere. Just.
Now, with these injuries, and he kind of pushes himself to his feet and like stumbles with the limp, then injects himself in the leg with like the healing whatever he has. It's
Can't wait one.
it's hard to be happy. That is.
Well, regardless of your disposition, at least you are projecting a slightly different atmosphere now. Literally. As he's like literally lit up. Now you match with a.
It's like RGB.
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
They're just pulsating.
Your color is
Your
slightly
rave globe.
changing from the.
Rodan, he makes you look less bright in comparison.
I could fix that.
Do you want them to
Dr.
say
Min
it?
is rave meets disco ball since he's the disco ball.
And then I'm assuming we're making our way to meet up with Vivi, but, taking a brief moment at least to partially enjoy the festivities.
I can only imagine her face as we walk up, covered in this cat.
Tetsu shows up and just goes, we are going to have problems.
Okay. And as you guys are able to kind of make it through the festivities, even throughout like the edge of the residential district, there's stalls just everywhere. Like this map doesn't represent a party. You do see these kind of two large forts. Looks like the military district has extended here and there kind of further. Past the business district, you do see what looks to be a large stretch of a farming district. But you make it up some stairs of the business district, you find what looks to be some sort of like small fountain type area. There's shops literally everywhere. These shops are basically partied out like it's a bunch of nightclubs or something. And like you thought the gate was crowded. Man, the business district, like on the map here, everywhere you see these cobblestones for the business district, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Walmart on 4th of July. It's New York City streets. I was about to say Walmart on the 4th of July. It's like New York City streets. Like you're shoulder to shoulder, bumping through people. Eventually you make it to VV. Tetsu lets out that we're going to have a problem. And that's where we'll go ahead and take our break as you all kind of walk up to VV.
Oh, goodness. We're having fun now, and then everything, shit's gonna go down.
Things are not going our way already.
You have to enjoy yourself before going to jail.
Yeah, sure. We're off to a great start. What could possibly go worse? What?
I was going to say, on the bright side, we might be able to do Tetsu's arc way sooner if we all go to jail and get maximum security prison.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
So
We'll need to
if
do
we go
some
to jail,
atrocious
then
stuff.
it's
It's all
all
part of my
according to
plan.
plan, and we just go extreme. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we
and
murder
if-
everybody.
Kill the queen. Easy.
Yeah.
All right, friends,
Absolutely.
please stick around. We're gonna be right back, where I am sure all of this will go down in masquerade history. They're never gonna have a masquerade like this one. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Probably true.
All right, be right back.
Yeah, do your second count again.
And we're back. Why?
Oh, we
Oh, we are?
And we're back.
Wait, You counted 3,
Yeah,
2,
you
and
counted
then you started
silently.
having a conversation.
Yeah,
We
come
did
on
it.
now.
This is your fault.
Mhm.
Terrible producer,
blame-
guys.
I blame Varso. All right, when we
That's
get
okay.
to 50 patrons on Patreon, Varso's GMing a game for us. So if anyone wants to see that, go sign up.
50.
I did not sign up for this.
I didn't sign
Except
up
you
for the
did,
5 one
Varso.
either.
Except
And
you
we have
did.
to remember, for every 5, Syrup will GM one game.
That's true. Wait.
That's true.
No.
She said it.
Somebody clip it.
Yeah, mate.
From now
Alright.
in perpetuity. I know
Nice.
words.
Big word for Carrick.
Shut up.
Okay. You all show up. You get to Vivi. You show up all party like with the Vivi, who is masqueraded out. She seems to be dressed in like this kind of a worker meets ball kind of dress. Like it's an odd getup, but it seems like a lot of elves are kind of wearing clothes like this. She has like tight pants on under a kind of ballish, like fancy dress, and then her mask it resembles very like wooden kind of plant like mask. You see her hair kind of pulled up and everything, and she just kind of lowers her head for a second and says, "Problems already?"
Yes, slightly.
How can
Unfortunately.
you tell? My face is covered with a mask.
And to be fair, this whole situation was already a problem in the first place, so
That's-
What problems are we gonna have? And she's like staring at Tetsu.
Yellow dots, apparently.
Yellow flags that turn into yellow dots, yes.
What did you do to have a yellow flag? She like looking around, making sure she's not speaking too loud.
I do not think I did anything. I think it is the person who remade me. He is in jail.
She's like,
And apparently very bad jail.
she's like peering her eyes at you through her mask. She's like, usually it has to be tied to your name, but okay.
They
And she's
said
like waving her hand.
83% not my fault.
Did you do anything before you were remade?
Maybe.
Our
don't know.
databases are
Like what?
pretty good.
Ours? Are you in the military?
I am part of here as much as I am part of the tribe that does not like here.
Oh, we know.
Inside check that.
I already
Sure.
know.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
She's ba-
do we need a rat?
You can inside check it if you want. I mean, she's basically saying like, this is her city and her people as much as she hates them.
But can I like
Yeah.
pair this insight check with like what I got from my previous insight check with her?
Sure.
Is it sense motive or is it perception or is it culture for me?
Sense motive.
18.
Tetsu will
Okay.
actually like kind of lean forward and go, "Are you able to read the database? Because if it is about me, I would like to know what I did."
No, but I've always wondered if I've had thoughts about getting into the database, and I've come to the assumption that if it is anywhere, it is where we're going.
That tracks.
that might be convenient to get out, you know.
This
It's
is
deeply annoying.
For all of your sense motive checks here, y'all get basically what I said. She's saying that these are her people as much as she hates her people. That I'll tell you, like, the slight bit of extra information you get is that she knows enough about them, so she probably grew up here, but she knows enough about them to, like, say certain things about them. Like she's like, yeah, our databases are really good. Like, oh, you have a yellow dot, that's bad. Like, and she hasn't always like she's not just a rebel.
Right.
But that's as far as it goes, unfortunately, with the 18 being the highest roll.
All right.
Way to fail us, Zeha.
You got the highest roll. Way to fill us.
Yep.
So
It's not my
let
fault that
down.
Dr. Len, the actual one with the ridiculous plus to sense motive, failed us.
And where's your nat 20 now?
From here, Zeha.
He's dragging his legs behind him. Hold on.
All
The
his
pain
legs.
is so it is racking me, and you decide to target.
He's just a contemplative now. He's floating and dragging all his legs behind him.
What building do we need to go to?
Well, that is what we're going to ensure here. I don't know the exact building. I do know that the middle, she kind of like points up from where y'all are, and like everything's kind of up two separate cliffs. Like, so the business section is kind of up 20 feet from the lower section, and then the emissary district is up another 20 feet. And she kind of points up, and you can. The middle building's so tall with like flags waving off of it for the festival that you can see where it should be. And she goes, that's clearly the Queen's building, and just throughout there, I do imagine connected in one way or another. That is where the building we are trying to get to will be.
Wait, when you say the Queen's building, you mean she's not from here. You mean that's where she is right now?
Yes, I mean she is the Queen of Sabirian, so she has a building in every city, I assume.
I see.
Is this one Disney World castle type thing?
Funnily enough, like you could similar, yeah, like just imagine. I know we're in Starfinder and stuff, but just imagine like high elvish architecture, and then like upped higher because this is Starfinder and they have access to a little more in terms of funds and wood and metal and all that kind of stuff.
Is the festivities continuing up there? Like the one area where the stairs on either end, like, are people flowing up and down, or is it blocked off?
There are, but it is also blocked off. So basically, like, you see people kind of, we'll say you guys are standing off to the side a little bit, watching it for a second. You see people begin to walk up to the stairs. There's 2 guards on each side of each set of stairs on the north and south. And these guards will stop whoever's walking up. A conversation will exchange. Sometimes somebody will pull up a piece of paper, a data pad, like whatever. They're pulling up various things. And eventually they're let through, and some are turned away.
I just turned to look at
Plan for us to
BB
get
with
there.
a raised eyebrow.
Yeah, getting to the emissary district is not going to be the easiest. She kind of looks around, attempt to find invitations and or ways to get in, like paying off the guards, but that is the first step before we can even think about what we're going to do.
I suggest that we continue in perhaps smaller groups than one large one. Perhaps acquiring additional paperwork would be the easier of the two, or perhaps we can all try different things. But I think gathering that first, and then perhaps approaching from 2 different angles, so we're not all associated with one another and a little less conspicuous, would remain the better choice. Although I don't know what to do about you, Jonathan.
I'm pretty sure they know I am Tetsu now.
I don't know that, actually. But
They know who I am.
do they? From what you said, there was like an 80-something% match of someone in your database that they weren't sure who you were.
Oh, I thought it was 83% that I was connected to Dr. Dura, but maybe 83% of me is not me.
Well, we don't know.
Didn't think about that.
I was about to say, I'll go back for a second, just out of character. They said we have an 83% match with someone in our database that is not trusted, basically. So
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean that they
he
know
took
who
it as
you
Dr.
are.
Duro. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like he's 83% like someone on a like no-fly list
Yeah.
or something.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like facial recognition matching, essentially. Like,
but that's still
his
flagged
signature got
to a
closed.
specific name. Like I've got a name over my little yellow dot on the map that says this name here.
Okay.
Does it? Does he?
Yeah, that could be
Which-
like Tetsu.
you-
It could be something else. I guess.
I will tell you, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Well,
They have it. They have the ability to. You get the sense, like, obviously they have the ability to put a yellow dot to a name, but when that guy showed you his database, it was like 6 yellow dots, and he was like, I think you're probably this one.
Right.
There's anonymity.
I'm
The
just-
point
I'm
is
just
that
saying, like,
they have a flag on you, but they don't know who you are specifically. They just, when they scanned you, it was just close enough to something that they're going to keep an eye on you. But that doesn't mean that they know who you are or what or anything.
sure. I'm saying they 83% know I'm that person. Whoever
You
that
can't
person
83%
is.
know you are someone.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, never mind.
and there is it's an 83% chance that you are that person. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What is the overall plan? Basically, Vivi kind of. We'll step out of character for a second just to speed up a little. She agrees with you for the most part. Says that she thinks we should split up as well. It would probably be quicker, and we need the quickest way we can for at least some of us to get into the emissary district, because we need to know when the queen is going. If she goes immediately while we're all looking for paperwork, bad. If she goes if it's going to take her 20 hours to do it and she goes at the end of the festival, we have plenty of time.
Okay, so she's in the big building and she's going to another building on the top floor there.
That's what Vivi said. Yes,
Okay.
This is kind of a normal thing that Vivi said. She knows that the queen very often visits the scientist for various reasons. That's one of the various reasons.
The physical sciences, yes.
Roll a physical science check.
Does
Aw,
Tetsu? Do I
you're
think with
disappointment.
like an intimidation check, Tetsu could kind of do like an underworld type of find some contacts of somebody who could maybe get us papers or some way in?
That's possible. All right, so let's get like the overall. Don't go deep into it, but like, is
No.
the overall plan right now to split up?
I think
Yes.
so.
Because
Yes.
if that's the case, I'm going to introduce the system that I kind of
Yeah.
came up with.
Because that's why I was
And
asking:
we'll-
is can Tetsu do something on his own?
Aizen
Yes.
feels pretty useless in this moment, so he's just going to help Zeha. I think he's going.
Yeah,
to,
I think
like,
we make a good
prepare the left
high society team.
Yeah.
For sure. That's kind of what I'm asking is, does everyone want to, like, are we stating teams, or is there a chance people are going to split up after that kind of thing? Like, is there a chance Aizen and Zeha will split up at some point? Because if that's the case, then I'll just kind of run through everyone every time.
I don't think so. Unless like something like shopping wise catches his attention, but he just pointed out and be like, "Oh, that's interesting." And keep
It just
moving, but-
depends on like what ends up happening. But no, I don't think so.
Okay. Let me give you a quick rundown of what my plan is while I pull you over to this little tracker. So this is a system I kind of came up with for it's very theater of the mind meets, if anyone's ever heard of or seen like Blades in the Dark and like their type of heist situations. It's very theater of the minds meets like Blades of the Dark kind of. Everything is just gonna go and we're gonna kind of freeform it as we go. So I'm gonna pull you over to a little tracker I made.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
Shut
Ooh.
up.
I think it
I'll
wasn't
kill you.
sarcastic, but it cracked me up, by the way.
No, I was saying it's cool that it's.
Okay. It sounded
Stop
so
being a
sarcastic.
jerk, Glenn. Jeez.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
I can't tell when
This
Mark's
is
Saying
the
anything
coolest.
nice ever again.
Oh wow, so cool.
It's because he called me a shitty GM in the brick. All right. Uh, so my idea, at least, is we're gonna have 3 phases. We're gonna have a preparation phase. This is where you're gonna have the ability, and we'll go deeper. You guys can ask me questions and stuff, but this is where we're gonna have the ability to do things like gather information, prepare very distinct disguises. You can plan instances, like literal scenes that you're planning to take place. You can set up things like if you want to set up all the lights to turn off, all the cameras to turn off, like you can do all that kind of stuff. We're going to do that for a number of rounds. I have the dice. I'm not going to tell you all that yet. Then we have an action phase. This is where literally everything kind of goes down. This is probably you guys entering the building, et cetera, et cetera. So you can do any actions that make sense. What's up, Zeha?
So is this the pre-planning phase, like, or is it all of it? Like you said, enter the building. So like, are we handling like getting access as just one piece of this, and we need to know the rest of the plan? Because that I feel like might be coordinating with different groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
very
this is-
fluid. I kind of assume everything is going to, like, if we have to go through a preparation, action, and final phase just to get to the emissary place, and then another preparation, action, and final to go into the building, etc., then we'll do that.
Okay.
Like it's very fluid. This is just a system that we're using right now. In my opinion, it's an initiative type system that we're using.
So right now we're essentially planning to do 2 phases. One to get in so we can set up the final.
Basically.
This is the tutorial level, and then we'll hopefully not die in it.
Honestly, yeah, like that's kind of how I see it too. You'll run through all of these phases one time, and that'll get you into the emissary section, and then you'll run through it again to do what you want to do
And blow everything up. Yes.
Yeah.
Total
Getting back to it, the action phase. So the preparation phase has a dice roll to it about how long it can take because there's a time limit on it. The action phase can really take as long as it's needed because it's not. So the preparation phase is spread out over more time, if that makes sense. So like hours are passing. The action phase is like it's going down, like it's like minutes are passing. It can take as long as you need, but the longer it takes, the longer you risk being seen, caught, yellow dot blip, that kind of stuff. Basically, any actions that make sense, like if you want to unarmed attack a bodyguard, if you want to hack a computer, like literally anything that makes sense. Instances in this phase that you set up in the preparation phase are going to give you a +5 to a roll. So like if you set up a very specific scene, so like you're like, all right, Aizen's going to turn all the cameras off and then Tetsu's going to run through the hallway. All right, you got a +5 to run through that hallway and not get seen. Like weird things like that.
And I assume that's provided the cameras get turned off.
Yep, and that's all based on rolls. But like, basically, once you're in the action phase, you're not going to have time to text. You can be on voice comms, but like, it's still going to be pretty hard. Like, you're just trusting everything's. This is very Ocean's 11. Like everything's going down at the same time.
Yeah.
Or the text is part of the action that we're doing.
Sure. And then you got the final phase. So basically, this is where the tracker kind of comes in and where I'm paying attention to it. But upon more than half of the party being successful or discovered, then that's when everything is going to speed up. So this is the tracker that's coming in. So every time someone's successful, you move from neutral to +1. Or neutral to -1 if you're unsuccessful. So when half of the party is either successful or discovered, that's when everything kind of goes to shit, or it's going really well.
Okay.
That's when the stakes raise. So basically, when you're there, we're counting the pluses and the minuses, kind of adding them together, and this is probably going to be a total of 1 or 2 rounds and you're done.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Does that make sense?
Figure it
Does
out.
that make sense enough to get started, I should say?
Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull... Actually, will everybody pull your tokens on this little tracker? Below, above, I don't really care. I'll pull you all to neutral, basically. Anytime you need to reference a map, please tell me. I'll pull you back to the map.
You're so tiny.
You're little, but I gotta keep track of all
Oh,
of you.
it's a baby.
Mote is technically the same size as us.
So just to kind of give a sense of how the tracker goes, basically in the action phase, it's the only time you can go +1, -1. The preparation phase, you can go -1 if something really bad happens, like if you get caught trying to set up cameras, blah, blah, blah. And then those, where you are on the tracker, so like let's say Tetsu's at a +1. All of his rolls are at a +1 now. Not all of the party, etc., etc.
I get the... Nice.
What's up?
No, I was saying I didn't... Go ahead.
Yeah, and then we have instances and loose ends down here. So instances, like I said, are kind of very specific things you guys are setting up. Loose ends are, you told that guard you'll be right back and then you never come back. So those are basically like anti-instances.
Yeah, like to be resolved.
Yep, those will come back and bite you, basically, if they are not resolved. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, so
everybody.
Mote is a small humanoid. Sorry, I just want to throw that in there. I'm
Oh,
not the
okay.
same size as you all.
All right.
Yeah,
Little
everybody, give me a 1d4.
Kai. 1.
4, get wrecked.
1.
All right, so we got
Instant success.
8, 10, 11 plus Tetsu's 1 is 12. Let's see. I gotta add mine. Hold on. Plus 2, 14 divided by 4, rounded up, is 3. All right, you got 3 rounds in the preparation phase.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is, you guys can decide what's going on. If you're splitting into single people doing things, it will obviously be a little harder because you're not a team, but you can get more done. If you're going as a team, like Zeha and Aizen, you can get less done, but it's going to be a little easier because you can aid each other, blah, blah, blah.
So the goal right now is to just get up into the section. Like that's our immediate goal, right? Like.
Yeah, the immediate goal is to get into the emissary section. Like Tetsu said, this will be kind of a tutorial run of the whole system.
Okay, I
So,
already know.
I have something I want to do if you need time to think.
No, I'm good, but go for it.
Yeah, we're figuring out teams. But, like, how are you guys, Mote and Len, how are you guys going in? Because I'm going to try, like, underground, like, either get in with, like, a military officer type person or some underground contact I run into.
While we are still
Like-
together, right, like we could very briefly like say like, all right, this is what I'm trying, kind of a deal. So like we can communicate this, but I think I'm gonna I'm gonna try to talk to people and convince them to give it to me because I lost mine or something.
Sure. Yeah, the preparation phase, you guys can always meet back up. It's going to take a little more time, obviously. And you can't have a hour-long conversation about the next plan. But you can meet back up after each round and be like, yo, this sucked. I can't hack computers. Tetsu, I need you to. Like that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Once the action phase starts, you are not going to be able to like come back and talk to each other.
Sorry, remind me, is this where the scientist dude lives, or is that elsewhere?
He lives up in the emissary. So you guys are right now in the business district, kind of right below the emissary district, and there are guards at the stairs that are stopping you.
Okay.
We're just trying to get into, like, the main place. We're not even doing the main heist yet.
Yeah, we're just
This
going
is just to set up into that section of the city.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering because I might try something with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how are you and Mote trying to get in? Is the question. Like they're gonna try to just Karen their way through with the guards. I'm trying to like find some shady way in. Do you want to go with either of those groups, or are you guys trying your own thing?
I think I'll try to go in with you, Aizen, if that works. Unless you want to go solo.
Aizen's with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
the three.
So I think I'll stick with you guys. If I need to try and like BS something about the Bat Tibble, I probably can.
Yeah, we know the doctor's name too, right? It is Tibble.
Tibble.
Dr. Tibble.
Tibble. Yeppa.
Okay.
Mote, what are you doing?
I'm not super sure. Initial plan was thinking that maybe I could potentially set myself up as like a, some sort of essentially videographer that's just like going through the festivities. But since there's not really any festivities happening up in the emissary area, that's gonna be difficult to,
There is though up to a point, right?
There is.
Yeah, there is. You're just like not everyone is allowed up there, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what
It's
if we
just,
can
It's the
society.
VIP section of the club.
Yeah, what if we can BS some credentials of
Okay.
yours? Like you don't have an
I
invitation,
think-
but
I think what Mote would probably try to do in that case is be walking around and have Wasp being the hover drone camera that they are. Mote would try to essentially ingratiate themselves with some VIPs and see if they might be able to, document the process, document their adventures on the night of the masquerade.
it's like, oh,
Okay.
you're going up into the VIP section. You want to be documented with that? Like you want to have a video of
Yeah,
you doing
yeah.
that?
Wait,
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mote
that's so
Mote
good.
does some like cool drone tricks and like is just like getting like cool shots of things and is going to try to attract the attention of somebody who's like, hey, we're about to go up to the top section. You want to come with? Film us?
So, how about you and I work together? Because Tetsu could try to like pull the bodyguard contact to kind of like get in with like some rich folk and be like, you want your own private like YouTube channel set up for you, video cam type thing, and kind of do. I don't know. I figure we could maybe piggyback off each other. Basically, they get security and camera.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that way we can back each other up at least.
All right.
Okay. All
With the
right.
pop package.
What role do you think that should be? What role do you want to make, and or do you just want me to say? I have my ideas, but I'm gonna give you a chance to argue what you think.
I'm
you
trying
said you said Wasp is
intimidation.
like doing tricks and stuff like.
I would say either Wasp rolls an acrobatics check or Mote rolls a piloting check to get a nice, smooth, cool aerial shot. Those
Okay.
are the same numbers. They're both either way, but I think those would be the ways to do it.
I can see Mote rolling a piloting check 100%. Tetsu, why do you want to roll intimidation?
Because I'm trying to be like the bodyguard type figure and just like look tough and like so basically I'm there to escort them in to kind of make them look like they are important, and they're there to kind of Mote's there to film them to give them a good video so that they can be like, look, I rolled up into this place like a baller.
Are you
So
are you
that-
Now,
Bodyguarding-
question: do you want to be Mote's bodyguard, or do you want to be try and like mix yourself in additionally? Because
That's
it
what I
might
was
work better
wondering.
if you're Mote's
I-
bodyguard.
I think he wants
Yeah,
to be Mote's bodyguard.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Just taking a step
Well,
out of the
I mean-
taking a step out of the GM shoes for the sake of the tutorial purposes. I think it'd be much easier to be Mote's bodyguard than to just randomly walk up while another stranger was walking up and try to be like these people's bodyguard. That
Well-
why do they need bodyguards?
Well, I was saying
Should
like
be
we
done
roll up
when
as a
attack.
package of like, hey, we are a VIP package for
Exactly.
you, bodyguard and filmer. Not we wouldn't be separate, but
For sure. Okay, so
Yes.
let's do it. Mote, roll me a piloting check. Tetsu, roll me an intimidation as an aid.
Oh, as an aid. That
Yep, because y'all are a group, so eventually, like one person as a group, one person has to roll a main check, and everyone else has to assist.
All right. Rolling. Is this one where we might be able to take 10 or 20, depending on the amount of time that's set up in the preparation phase?
No, this is like a fight, so there's no real way to do it. Like you're
Okay.
in quote unquote initiative order.
Fair enough. Thought I'd ask. All right.
Yep.
I got just a 15.
17.
15's an aid, so that bumps the 17 to a 19.
Not too
Okay,
bad.
so how the scene plays out is you guys are watching just group after group come up, and eventually you watch this one group come up. It looks like they get accepted to go up to the emissary section, and then they themselves turn around. And you get the sense that that's probably your marks, just for the fact like they didn't go up immediately, and you know that they can, because everyone else has been kind of hard to, like, you've been wanting to pin down people, but they just walk up to the bodyguards and then walk up the stairs. Like, you can't just stop them at the military people. And this male and female, looks like probably a couple of elves, turn around from the military people at the stairs, and they begin talking to each other. You walk up, kind of have wasp flying around a little, and you catch like the tail end of a conversation of, yeah, I don't know if we even want to go up there. It's like, why are we going to the emissary section? That's like the tail end of the conversation you guys catch. So we can role play it out. Basically assume that you're pretty successful up to this point.
So, Mote is just kind of sauntering as they're kind of giving like points around, and Wasp is making passes, and at some point Mote kind of and gets a little bit too close for the comfort, but does kind of like a cool flip and catches itself and runs back to Mote's shoulder, and Mote goes up to the two and says, "Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to get so close. You two look very fancy, yeah. You actors or very famous folk? Because you look like you could be."
You see him, like, when Wasp got too close, he's like shooing it out of his hair, basically, and he looks down at you. He hears basically you trying to say that they are famous, and he's like, well, we are honestly sought after nobles. We were thinking about the emissary section not being really up to our par, but I see you have quite the machine here. Are you filming for the festival?
Oh, sure, man. Sure, boss man. Yeah. There's lots of folk down here, but not so many looking good as you. And I've been curious about that place out there. So, I've been trying to get some good footage for everything, and I didn't think I might be able to get up there, but you seem like you were well connected. I wish I had some of the credentials like you do. Be getting some cool photos of everything from down below.
It is hard to get. Are you're looking for photos with people such as ourselves, correct?
Oh, of course, and I get all sorts of video of very nice places and interactions, and in this place where they party, all sorts of dance moves being thrown around. It's very fun.
What's up, Tetsu?
Tetsu was just gonna say, and he can make sure you are in the photos, and you get a copy if you want.
Do these go to? You see them kind of like glancing over to like the stairs, like this. You get the sense they're like they're on board. They're just asking some final questions. Do these go to any kind of news site or anything? Nebula News, maybe?
I could for sure see if I can sell to Nebula News. I've been starting to build a repertoire of some fun places that have been around here. So I've been trying to get videos and putting them up for the masses to see all the awesome places they wish they could go and all the cool people they wish they could meet.
And if you are nobles, then you would be newsworthy. They
Very
would
newsworthy.
Very much, yes.
Is
You-
that
you
all?
see 'em.
And of course, that would be up to you if you wanted to be shown. I
see
don't
'em
want
like
to go
glance.
against your wishes.
You see him like glance over to who you assume is his wife or some sort of like significant other with him. He glances. She kind of gives a eyebrow raise and a nod. And he goes, "Very well. I am Lon Renewal. This is Corsa. If you would follow us up, we will very, very soon be on the Queen's Council, and trust me, little one, this will be a story for you."
Oh, most definitely, boss man. Absolutely.
Ma-
You can call me Hal. And
Make sure it gets printed. He kind of holds a hand up. Make sure it gets printed that we are set up to be on the Queen's Council. You have our names.
Almost certainly. By the way, what were their names again? Mote remembers, but Cooper doesn't.
For sure. Lon Renewal. It's one word, but I'll type it out for you. It's basically LONRENUL. And Corsa. KORSA.
What is your last name?
And that's not necessary. We won't go spreading family names around here.
Don't mind him. He's just like to be extra careful around people we don't know. He's been my best friend ever since we were little, so he's very protective, but he will mostly stay out the way.
We understand, Muscle. That's no problem.
Well,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah. With that, I will say that's for the sake of this being a tutorial round, that is a successful way to get up into the emissary. We won't move you to +1. It won't be a loose end, an instance, any kind of stuff like that. I'll call it like a ghost loose end, to the fact that like these people might be looking for the story. But again, if it doesn't get printed, it might not be your fault either. So
Oh no, we'll fuck it up in some way that it definitely won't be able to be newsworthy. There'll be other news going on.
I'm sure.
Pretend Wasp crashes and loses his footage, and you're like, no.
I actually
You
have a
mean
way to do that.
Yeah.
I actually have a way to do that.
The new story that gets
It's
cast
exactly
is
what I was thinking
actually
about.
we have a drone wasp that was taking footage of 2 nobles that killed the queen. We don't know why, but
We're gonna take that photo
Oh, boy.
evidence and we're gonna manipulate it.
That's that's a success if that's the story that gets printed.
it's true. Okay. Other group, it seems Mote and Tetsu have successfully made a way to get up there, but the slight, and I say very, very slight downfall is they're going up now. Obviously, what you're doing is happening at the same time, but there will be no way to recontact with them minus like text.
No, that's perfectly fine. This is what I was thinking. When we were entering here, we used. I almost said Aizen again. I really need to have my list of names up. Rodan as my bodyguard, but you have the doctorate connection with Dr. Tibble. Perhaps what I will do is simply say that you had an invitation, Dr. Ben, for Dr. Ben. I say like on purpose.
Yes.
And I am your assistant, and that is your bodyguard, and I lost your invitation, and I'm terribly distraught.
That's not a bad idea. Who are we saying the invitation was from? Tibble
Yes,
himself, or
I
Okay.
it's somebody we know is up there. We don't have to name drop unless we absolutely have to.
I would avoid
um,
it. I doubt they know.
And they could go and ask, which would be rather catastrophic.
How about this? Instead of going to the guards, because honestly I really want to avoid them at all cost, what if we wait till the next group that leaves up there and see if we can't grab their invitation, and I'll just be like, you step in close and I'll just rush up to them and be like, please, I'm so embarrassed.
So that's a good idea. Perhaps, I can throw around some scientific lingo, make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
You do, Doctor.
Are you
Well,
sure
of
that you
course.
can't just find a target and smooth your way in? Latch arms. Single gentleman or lady.
I mean, myself alone as a +1, yes, but with the two of you, I don't know.
Oh, maybe you could go in alone, then we could figure something out, or we can all stick together. Whatever works.
I'd rather stick together for the time being.
Let's try the first one, and if it doesn't work, then we can go individually. We're not accosting the guards, and that gives us a little bit more leeway as well.
Well, at least let me find us an area where there's less security.
I would go to the other, like the smaller stairs, like the one that they're kind of maybe people are exiting from, and just wait for someone to come out.
And as a bodyguard, I have a unique ability to find traps and security a lot easier. So I can find you like a dead spot that you can stumble into to so that I
want to find somebody that's leaving, and it needs to be like, oh my gosh, you just came from there, like, please. You know what I mean?
Got ya.
I'll wait for them to be like, right, like not immediately in front of the guards, like they come down and like they walk this way and like turn the corner, and that's what we're gonna be.
Sure. You're trying to buy somebody's movie stub ticket, so you can get in there for free. Gotcha.
Good.
Okay.
I would like to roll diplomacy.
That makes sense for me. How are the other two helping / are they just going to attempt to follow you on your invitation? Like, is this just the attempt to get the invitation and then they're doing stuff?
I think it probably is in 2 stages. I think we need to get the invitation, in which Aizen can look intimidating and Dr. Len can be helping with the charade and be looking disappointedly and throwing in the scientific stuff and be like, we have no time, I have a meeting, that kind of thing. How could you have lost it? Play that up, and then once we have it, we need to give it to the guards.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I think I'm going to help by trying to find an easy mark, right? We're looking for people coming off the stairs. I'm looking for someone that seems easily frazzled, who will be or some old lady who will be like, of course, dearie, I'll help you, right? Someone that will help from my standpoint
Sure.
as a bodyguard that will is easily lied to.
Okay. We'll go Aizen, give me the bodyguard check first. This is a potential aid for Zeha.
20.
Okay. You watch as 3-4 people come down. It's a couple here, a ritzy female here, and none of them are really catching your attention as to why would we? If we approach these people, they might just be they might just turn their nose up at me, because most of the people going up here right now are elves. And then you watch as a human female comes down, very old lady, and she seems to be 2 things you catch with your bodyguard check. One, very, very, and I'm talking very slightly intoxicated. She's not drunk off her rocker, but she's been imbibing. 2, you get the sense that she did not like what happened up there. You don't know why, but she didn't like her experience up there. And you get the sense that if you tell Zeha that, and if Zeha plays towards that, basically that area is bad somehow, trying to gain an invitation, that would give her a plus.
I will say as such, and I will say, not only did she seem to not have a good time from what I can tell from her body language, but she's slightly drunk, so add a little extra tears to it, it might be just enough to push her over the edge.
Got it. All right.
And should I start like berating you now, or when we're close?
I put ourselves in her trajectory, and then I go 3, 2, 1, and I just start like getting like, I'm so sorry.
How could you do this? You seriously lost it. You have to be kidding.
1 second. I'll
You see her like glance your way for a second. You see her like pull a. It looks like it's. What an odd sight, but it looks like a small like metal flask, like old westerns would have. But she pulls it like up to her lips, drinks, and like puts it away in her purse, and she continues to. As she glances at you, you get to say she's taking in the situation and is attempting to walk away from you.
Yeah, so I'm like looking around me like super embarrassed, and then I catch her eye, and then I'm like, oh, hold on, I can fix this. And then I run up to her like super distraught. Ma'am, please. Oh my gosh, can you help me? Listen, I messed up so much. My boss, he
That's your boss?
Yes,
And he's got his arms folded.
He's a doctor. He's a famous doctor, and he has a meeting in a little bit up there. And like I look like, and I like quietly glance back to my boss.
She like glances around your body.
Yeah.
She like glances around your body. She's like, a famous doctor.
Well, I mean, like enough to get an invitation to that stuffy place. So I really need to fix this. I lost his invitation, and that's on me. And then like you see me like patting down and like turning out an empty pocket, and I don't know what to do, because the guards aren't going to care, and they're just not going to let us through because we're not elves. So I saw you come from there. Could you please save my job, please? And I start tearing up.
She like waves you off in the middle. She's like, he's not very famous, don't worry. I got an invitation up there. Excuse me. And she kind of calls him over.
And Len like stomps over with like a slight limp.
Oh no.
Yes. Have you two worked something out? I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be, but...
Are you okay? Can you not treat yourself? Are you really going to fire her?
Burn!
Well, all new interns can always be acquired, but this is a conversation we will need to have. This isn't the first time she's messed up. Such.
She glances her eyes over at you. Intern? This is to you, Zeha.
Yes, I'm his assistant. It's an intern position because he's just such a great person.
Benevolent.
Like you can tell that she's just like trying to be like.
For sure. Zeha, give me a diplomacy roll. That's the main roll. Dr. Lin, you can aid with medicine at a -2. Because she didn't like just her personality. She didn't like the intern comment.
25.
I'm so scared to click this, y'all.
Down to 23.
14. So that's 18
Plus
altogether with the other 8 as well. It's only a 8 natural roll. All right, we'll leave it.
Okay. She kind of looks between you, gathering the story. She's believed the story so far, and she goes, you get the sense she's like, so 18. She thinks she's making a deal. Obviously, metagame, we know she isn't, but she looks between you. She goes, look, doctor, and she kind of holds her hand out to you. Doctor that can't treat himself. I will give you this invitation if from now on she is no longer an intern and she is paid.
Oh, ma'am, that is so. I mean, and I'm like looking at Dr. Lin, like you don't have to. I mean, it's okay.
I loom in on Zeha and like backing up, like Dr. Len just kind of scarily kind of just looming in.
Lin says no and walks away.
Thinks on it for a moment and then, okay, I suppose we can open negotiations for your proper pay
My
and
eyes, like,
a
light up.
position at my firm. Very well commended firm, mind you.
Dr. Firm.
My name is
that
Dr.
well
Fern.
licensed?
Dr. Firm.
And
I'm
for
so firm.
She's like wagging the invitation in front of you. She's like, negotiations that no matter how they end, she will be paid more than she is currently.
All right. That it's a deal then.
1 credit.
Yeah, exactly.
If this...
She-
Good.
Go ahead.
If this is successful, and she's like handing it over, like if Dr. Len starts like half walking away, I'm gonna turn to her and I'm like, "Thank you so much. Please let me pay you in thanks. Here, I'll transfer you credits. Please, thank you so much."
And she slams the invitation on Dr. Len. We'll say he like kind of starts moseying away. Like eventually he would have to, and you turn to her, you get in. She's like, "Trust me, miss. I don't need credits, especially from an intern. Please just make sure he's paying you after this."
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, I didn't catch your name. My savior.
My name is Fola.
Thank you, Fola.
Full of shit.
Hey!
Hey!
Ew. Perfect.
What's
Then-
your name? Deez?
He's nuts.
Oh, we're adults.
No, we're not.
All right, perfect. We'll take that.
Okay. Easy enough. You guys have an invitation. You walk up to the guards. You show it, speeding it up a little bit. It seems it's a little frowned upon to have more than a +1, but with an invitation, an explanation that he is a doctor and no major check of like name on the invitation or anything else, they wave y'all up. And with all of the group coming up separate staircases, kind of meeting in the middle, knowing what is coming in the future, this intense part being just a tutorial and very easy. That's where we'll go ahead and end our session.
I was like, all right, we got this. Let's do this. Oh.